Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Yeah. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Kayak Bass Nation. Hey. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation.
Kayak Bass Nation is presented by Dugout Bait and Tackle. Go to dugoutfishing.com to find everything you need for your next kayak bass fishing tournament.
Hope you enjoy the show. Jeff Malott, Lunch Money Lambert, Lego.
Also sponsored by Revo Sunglasses. Go to revo.com, use code KBN25 to save 25% off your next order. Revo, best lenses on earth. Also sponsored by Western Sun Vodka. Go to westernsundistillery.com and use the bottle finder to find a bottle near you.
Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to KBN Live. We got Ryan out in the mountains trying to make it happen, pinging it off satellites. How you doing, man?
I don't know what's happening out here. I need Starlink is what I need.
Yeah,
Somebody hook me up.
You're hanging in there. It looks a little fuzzy, but you sound smooth, so we're good. We got some folks already in the YouTube comments. We're a little bit late, but that's all right. We were trying to get Ryan's up.
Put it on me. Charge it to my tab. Put that 8 minutes on the game there.
Well, we got a history of being late. We got a little double feature show tonight. So we got Jaxton Orr, who took home the first college tour win. Big news, getting that series started. And then we've got Adam. I don't ever say his last name right. How do you say Adam's last name right? Adam. We got Adam from California 2 weeks ago.
Baumbach. That's how I always say it. I don't know. Whitey Ford's dad.
I want to say
Baumbach. A good way to know him.
But, yeah, he won the native overall big bass for the power hour out there. We couldn't get the overall winner. He was tied up with work and stuff, so we couldn't get him tonight. But we're going to have Adam on here to talk about that event.
Getting snubbed by Cali all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
But congrats to Mr. Kobayashi out there taking on the win. But, yeah, we'll have Jaxton here in a minute. But, as always, we talk about the week that was a little bit, about what went over the weekend. Of course, Jaxton winning the event. We're going to talk to him about that. But a few things happened or have been happening over the last week that I think we ought to talk about, which is the buyer's remorse, I guess. The FOMO ran out on the people with these entry fees. What do you think about that, Ryan?
I don't know how people were sitting on the couch like, I'm gonna get my tournament entry. I'm gonna get my tournament entry, and then they're like, I don't even want to fish that tournament that much anyway. Yeah. Like, what's going on? I feel like society nowadays is the problem. Like, people just want to have it to say they have it. They don't actually even want to do it or participate in it. So that kind of sucks. I told AJ earlier, I was like, don't do any refunds then. Like, I mean, just if you commit to it, you're stuck in it unless there's just some catastrophic, thing, an ice storm, for instance, Jeff, that wouldn't allow you to get to a tournament
Act of
or
God
something.
Or health emergency.
Something, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think, I don't know. I think there's some kind of petty things that people are using as excuses to not attend the tournament they paid for.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. We went from like 40-person deep waiting list to a few now being short of 200.
Conrad Benetti is in the field at Eufaula. In case you didn't see the post earlier, he's talking some trash. So I'm sure we're going to have a good time with that. Somebody also pointed out that Conrad and Tim Arthur are both in this BOS field at Eufaula, so that should be entertaining. Wow. Nightlife anyways, at least.
Silver lining to the refunds, right?
We're going to have a good time.
Was Conrad a waiting list guy? Did he get in off the waiting list?
Well, I mean, I think the waiting list disappeared, so now he's just the list,
He just signed up.
He's just feeling himself.
He's playing the game all along. He knew.
He's been hitting that heavy bag, man. He's gonna come in here and throw some bows, I bet.
Yeah, Jesse made a good comment. People dropping like flies for Eufaula, and it really did. It screwed people that wanted to go but can't turn around on a 2-week short notice and go because you can't plan like that. Most people can't.
I think this stuff is really going to bring about a lot of change, the way organizations do things. Because you're trying to plan, from Hobie's standpoint, they're trying to plan based on attendance, based on pay structure. People don't realize what them being flaky does to the whole system. Like, we want to have a thing that is full up on every event. You can guarantee this much money. You know your ROI from the beginning, and these municipalities know what they're getting out of it as well. You're kind of screwing the system when you just are playing around like this.
Yeah, for sure. So the lessons learned here, I know, Hobie's dream was to sell those things out, but I didn't know if they expected fully to have such a rush early and then the refund thing. So it's just new problems they're dealing with. I'm sure they'll iron it out, but something's got to be done about that. Maybe Bass had it figured out all along, right? Lock down the refund stuff.
Make sure you never sell an event out.
Yeah.
That was the logic. I like it. That's safe. If you don't sell out, you don't have to worry about refunding all these people.
What else? Anything else big go down over the weekend that you can think of before we get to young Jaxton?
Our boy Chris Walters won the Tennessee Bass Nation on Kentucky Lake. Chris, I call him number 3 because he seems to come in third in all the big events. So I texted him that during the tournament, and then he called up and he's like, you keep on poking me, Lambert. And I was like, good job, man. He called up, I think, 5 inches in like the last hour and won it.
Attaboy.
Pretty clutch.
And hey, I wanted to do something I attempted to do on Friday, or actually I did it. It worked. And I'm going to try to do on some Fridays when I'm here is Kayak Bass Radio debuted on Friday. It's also on the KBN podcast page where I just do a little 20, 30-minute weekend preview and talk to local tournament directors. So I had my buddy Kyle Long on Friday, talked to him for a minute, and then just kind of previewed the weekend, looking at different schedules and things that are going on. So if anyone is looking for something to do on lunchtime on a Friday, make sure you look for that on our page coming up, and the replay of it's on the audio podcast. So little additional thing we're going to try for a little while.
I like it.
Yeah, and actually we've got good mojo. If anyone ever listens to Jim Rome, the jungle fever, or the jungle vibe you can get, what do they call that there? The jungle mojo that he gives you. Kyle was on the Kayak Bass Radio.
No.
Kyle slid in there, then he won the tournament over the weekend, so he's got the mojo going from the.
Well, congrats,
KBN.
Kyle. Look at you. I knew that guy could fish.
Son of a gun, bought him a Hobie.
Was it in his backyard, or was this a different lake?
No, this is on Beaver Lake. He slid over in that new Hobie and won the dang tournament. Son of a
When
gun.
is I know. I saw he got smart and switched to Hobie. What about that? That's got to sting a little, doesn't it? Just a little bit.
No.
He wasn't worth it.
My homeboy. I'm glad he's happy. It did sting that he won the first time out in it. That kind of stung a little bit, but I was glad he won.
I mean, they cash checks is what I hear. What about Grand? When is that?
That's this weekend coming up.
Okay. See,
I'll
I
be
knew
there.
there was something else we should have talked about. There it is.
That's this weekend coming up. Registration's come and gone. If you have not paid, if you were registered, if you put down your down payment and didn't pay yet, you're going to pay a late fee to get in now, even if you've already paid part of your fee. So after
How
the
many
9th,
people are in it right now?
If I saw the email correctly, there are 65 people registered, but there were only 57 on the Tourney X leaderboard. So I don't know if they haven't put their code in or they haven't paid their late fee yet or what, but around 60 looks like.
All right. Okay.
So, yeah, kind of a disappointing turnout, but I think we kind of saw the writing on the wall with some of the regulations and rules scaring people off and some of the stuff.
Yeah, it was the wrong spot. That was the wrong spot for that one.
Now, I will say this. I've never fished Grand because of those rules. I never went over there, but week before last, I went over on the weekend to pre-fish a little bit and kind of check it out because I did enter the event. Awesome lake. I wish they would change the rules, and I wish there was more tournaments there because I really like the lake. So,
all right, then.
Yeah, so we'll see. Should be a fun time. We got a lot of people in the YouTube comments tonight. They're forsaking the Facebook, and they're over on the YouTube. Appreciate you guys.
I'm afraid to pull up my Facebook because I'm going to be even slower on this hotspot Wi-Fi, so I don't have the Facebook pulled up. So I'm sorry I'm missing anybody's trash talk that I might be overlooking.
Yeah, I'll try to throw them on the screen for you as they come up. But yeah, let's get to young Jaxton, man, the college winner here.
Let's do it.
Hang on a second. Get this overlay out the way. There he is.
What's
the
up?
College champ. First ever. Claws up, baby. Claws up. Isn't that Talons
up.
Talons up, yeah.
Talons up.
Bird fingers, whatever they are. bird fingers up. Congrats, Jax. We knew it was going to happen. I don't know if you knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen the whole time. But you guys went down there and caught some fish. Tell us. So it was on Watts Bar, which is a kind of a finicky lake. It doesn't really, show out on the Tennessee River chain too much. But how did you break it down and what kind of bite did you get on?
Yeah, so Watts Bar from Carson Newman, it's like an hour 20, an hour 45 to some places. But I practiced after school on Wednesday and fished the upper end. I did all right. Didn't catch any big ones though. And then I started fishing mid lake on Thursday, and then Friday I went down the lake and did better down the lake. And I just kind of found two spots where I could catch a limit, and then a spot where I'd have to pedal quite a ways to get some big fish, and it just kind of all worked out the way I thought it would. So,
green fish or brown fish?
Both actually. I fished Whites Creek in the morning. I caught a bunch in Whites Creek. I probably caught 15 to 20 keepers and non-keepers. And then all largemouth there. I lost like a 6-pounder there, which was kind of disappointing. But and then I moved to Spring Creek and started catching some smallmouth and another good largemouth there.
So looking at the numbers, there were only 2 of y'all that knew what you were doing.
Eli. Yeah.
No, y'all were close. You had to call up, right? You had to make a late call to jump back out in the lead on that one and wrap it up.
Yeah, he was making me a little nervous. I really, really wanted to win this event. I mean, it'd be awesome to see Eli win the event. But he was making me a little nervous in the water.
Does Eli fish a lot of kayak derbs?
No, that was his first one. I've taken him out in the Hobie before, but he's on the bass boat side of things. He's a freshman.
He's on the bass boat side of things in his Tourney X if he's holding fish like that, right? For his Tourney X pick.
Yeah, no, he's
dude.
I
tried to do that this past weekend. I tried to pick, but didn't work out.
Yeah, Jackson, it looks like you were the only one that even called. You were on them. You had 5+4 on your Tourney X there.
Yeah, it was a super fun day. I was catching them. I mean, in the morning, I was catching them on a Ned rig, and then started throwing a spinnerbait for a little bit over laydowns, and they'd smoke it, and then I'd start skipping it under docks, and the water was so clear to where when I was reeling it under the dock, as soon as my spinnerbait would come out, I could actually see the fish grab the spinnerbait, and it was so cool. And then caught a few on a jig. So,
did you throw a fluke at all?
I did not throw a fluke. Didn't even have one tied on. I had a jerk bait tied on.
You missed something fun on Watts Bar. Little
Yeah,
watermelon fluke. They like that.
Yeah, I thought about throwing the fluke. It was so dang windy where I was in both areas.
Jeff, I'll let you ask a question about this stat that you have pulled up here, because I was confused about it myself too when I first looked at it.
Yeah, I want to. We're obviously proud that you took home the like in golf, it'd be the medalist of this whole deal. But the team, Campbellsville, got you guys. It looks like on the
team. It looks like in that picture.
But is that not
so?
accurate?
There's a discrepancy between what Tourney X shows and what the reality of the rules are. And Jaxton, I'll let you elaborate on that a little bit.
So I talked to Steve-O because during the day on the tournament, my limit went from like 77 inches to like 48 or something. And I called him and I was like, did my fish get DQ'd or something? And he told me that the way Tourney X was set up for this, since Hobie hasn't done this before, is it only showed the fit because we had a team event as well. and it only showed the fish that contributed to our team's best 5 on the leaderboard. So it just kind of got a little messed up. But if you take our best 5 versus their best 5, it adds up, and then that's how you got the final thing.
So stop showing that graphic, Jeff. Carson Newman won. Suckers.
We only won by like 4 inches, I think, or 4 or 5.
Well, let's
That's
get into the
enough.
rules
That's
of this a
enough
little bit.
inches.
Yeah, let's get into the rules a little bit. Is it best 5 from anybody, or does everybody have to contribute?
Yeah, so how they did it is it's best 5 from anyone from the team. So like if like Eli caught off 5, like that would count. Like they did that just in case, you know, if like let's say if like Drury College showed up and they only had like 1 or 2 guys that show up, you know, so they could catch all the fish. Either one of them could.
I got you. Gotcha. Makes sense, I guess, till participation grows.
Keep the team in it.
Yeah. But
what's
no,
next?
This is pretty crazy.
What's your next event there in the old college series?
For the college series,
mm-hmm.
It's at Lake Chateau. I'm pretty sure that's I think that's on May 28th. I could be wrong.
Is Chaz fishing that one? He gonna get in the yak?
I think he's going to.
Do you think just because it's his home lake he's gonna do well, or do you think that he can't fish out of a kayak?
No, I think Cass can fish that. I think Cass is a good fisherman. He's probably one of the best fishermen on our team.
Ooh.
So.
Who's that tall, skinny kid that wins all the stuff? He's probably the best fisherman on your team. I keep seeing him up on stages.
Oh, that's we got a team, Ben Coley and Hayden Gaddis. They're a team of juniors. They're very good.
Yeah, they don't want to jump in on and take any little kayak kids' money.
Where was young Edwin's name on the leaderboard? I didn't see it there. Why wasn't he there?
He had to work.
Oh,
yeah, he was scheduled for work. So
boy, out there counting Cincos and stuff. Didn't have time for the tourney.
Yeah, Chase was off work, so Chase was using Ewing's kayak.
Oh, he had that mojo.
Yeah,
actually, Ewing sold his mojo. Nolan has the mojo kayak now, doesn't he?
Yeah, Nolan does have the mojo.
That explains
why Nolan's finishing ahead of him every time now?
Yeah. So big brother. It's funny. It's a funny dynamic with those two now. Like he's different with Big Bro around. It's kind of comical.
He doesn't seem quite as cocky in the house.
He's not, because Big Bro he knocks a peg out from under him.
He's probably back here listening. Jackson said he's at Ewing.
Nolan
right
now, Nolan is curled up in the corner with a laptop, like map studying for 40 hours a day. Like, I don't know. Like, every time you look at him, he's just breaking down the water all the time, just constantly studying. After every day of pre-fishing, like, the kid, he puts in the work. I'll give him that.
Yeah, no, he's a good fisherman. I like Nolan.
When are you going to win your first big BOS event, Jackson? That's what I want to know.
It doesn't even make sense that he hasn't won one. It feels like he has.
It's crazy because you hear it, because you've cashed so many checks in him. Like, you think about it and you're like, wait a minute. Surely he's going to slip up and win one.
I don't know. I hope it's this year. I've started the season off pretty poo, so I'm trying to, hopefully this college event brings back how I used to do.
Got a little swagger, little momentum.
Start being more consistent, hopefully. But I want to win Eufaula. I think if I really put my time and effort, like all of it into it, I think I could. Hopefully.
I want to survive Eufaula. If I don't get eaten by a gator or my stuff breaks and I have to go swimming like at 8 a.m, I'm really going to consider that a success. And I don't get robbed. I don't want to get robbed in Eufaula either. That's another concern of mine.
Yeah. No, that's going to be a fun time, I think.
You did well down there in the TOC. I mean, you had several productive, areas that you were working through that. You think those are going to play in this springtime tournament?
I think one of them is going to play a lot. I'm super excited to go to that area because I really think that the area that I found, I think that's primarily a springtime area. Like, I think the fish are going to be living in there, quite a few of them. So,
all right,
give me some juice, Jackson. Come on.
I like it.
Be nice to your elders. Hey, Todd Patrick's got a comment talking about Mojo. We've been saying it. He said he got third in that Bassmaster on Harris Chain with a Jaxton Orr signed Hobie. Is that accurate?
He
Did you give him
signed it? Jackson's out there signing Hobies?
He made me sign it.
Oh,
He
my
made you sign it? That's abuse and harassment. You can't do that.
It was my second ever Hobie I got. He bought it off us.
Was this part of your franchise agreement with the Tennessee Shiners? Was that in your contract? I need to know, man. I need to know. How deep does this go?
I mean, he's just asked me. He came over to the house with the van, and he's like, there's one more thing I need you to do. And then he gave me a Sharpie and told me to sign the kayak.
Whoa. That all sounded scary up until that part. He came over to your house with a van. There's one more thing.
Whoa, there's one more thing I need you to do. Sign my kayak.
Wow.
Did he have how many trophies was he carrying at the time that he asked you to sign the kayak?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't see any.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Siddiqui, that must have been Siddiqui's weekend. He had possession of it that weekend. Took it out of Todd's hands.
Oh, Todd's still watching. He's like, hell no. Sorry, Todd. We gotta give you some stuff for that.
We love you, Todd.
you.
We love you, Todd.
You're the Jerry Jones of the KFL, Todd. That's what you are.
He's something. What was it? Something from Cincinnati. What'd you say your name was, Todd?
WKRP from Cincinnati?
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember how that live stream went, but it was something funny.
Todd's a man. Jackson, what does this mean for you guys on the college side of things? I mean, is there some real momentum there? I mean, is there other schools trying to get involved with this, and where do you see it going?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, like I'm very grateful to that AJ, Steve Fields. I mean, everyone behind Hobie like believed in this and created an actual college series. I think with them behind it, I believe this is going to turn into something very big. I mean, AJ, I've talked to AJ a lot about it, and I mean, the first open on Kentucky Lake, I mean, I think he said there's only like 28 people that signed up, 28 to 30 that signed up, and I mean, obviously there was only 8 people signed up, but I think every event, I bet more people are gonna sign up. I mean, I've seen comments on their posts of college coaches asking for more details. The word's getting out, so I think it's going to grow pretty fast.
And this is building something from the ground up, and a lot of us have been involved in building clubs from the ground up, helping grow series. Like, this is something that's brand new, so you're going to have to, I hate to use that cliche term, but build your brand. Like, you're going to have to show that there's something on both sides of it for the anglers and for the company to continue to run this series. But how do you think you draw in more collegiate anglers, like that may just be bass boat guys or whatever, that may not have tried kayak fishing yet? I mean, what do you think would help maybe get guys in boats? Do you think if a shop got involved or Hobie got involved and said, hey, we'll supply, if your college wants to participate, we'll send out 6 PAs or whatever. Like, how do you think it's going to grow that participation?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think the first event, I think this whole season is going to help a lot. I think the championship on Hartwell, I think that's going to help a lot because first place gets a Hobie PA 14, and then I'm pretty sure the winning school gets an Outback. So, and obviously, second place gets $1,000 and etc. I just think people need to see that you don't have to be, in a $45,000 boat to cash checks. Like you can be in a $4,000 or not even that plastic boat and have the same amount of fun or even more fun, doing what you love and cashing checks and representing your school in a different way rather than being in a bass boat. So.
There's a lot of guys in $90,000 boats not cashing checks. So I don't think the amount of money you spend has absolutely nothing to do with if you can actually catch fish or not. It might make you feel better, but
yeah,
it ain't doing much on the fishing side of things.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're doing a really good job. with marketing the whole thing. There's a bunch of sponsors behind the series, and I think after this season, a lot of coaches and collegiate anglers are going to see that this is actually something. Like, it's not just like a average Joe series. Like, this is a top-notch kayak series, and it's it's going to turn into something that a lot of anglers are going to get recognition from, I believe.
Do you think that there's any kind of intimidation from other schools with like Carson Newman's kind of stacked deck on the kayak angler side?
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, we have, like, me and Ewing, like, we fish the BOS events and have been doing it for a little bit. But I mean, honestly, anyone can go into an event and do well. Like, for instance, like I'm pretty sure the first 2 BOS events this year, like, no one has fished a BOS event and who won both the events. But I don't think they should be. I mean, anyone can. Like, for instance, Eli, he got second place, and he's never fished a kayak tournament before, and only fished out of a Hobie once.
Yeah, you guys are so young, you don't know any better. Intimidation is not a factor. You just go out there and compete. I love it. Couple quick questions. We got Adam waiting to get in here in a minute, but somebody asked what size and brand line. I guess I'm sure his line size varies, but what size or what brand line do you throw, Jaxton?
I throw all Seagar.
All right.
Yeah.
Tatsu,
Like it.
$1 million a spool. That's all we're throwing.
Yeah,
out here.
what motor do you run on your kayak, Jaxton?
I've got a Torpedo. I love it. Like, it's insane. Like, during practice, I'll run that thing till it runs out, and I mean it rarely runs out. But I mean, I can go like 15, 16 miles on that thing.
That's it. Nice. Well, Jaxton, man, congrats again, buddy. You're doing big things out there, and I can't wait to see you hold that BOS trophy.
I hope so. No, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
You follow, boy. I'm proud of you.
No, I appreciate it.
Keep it going, all right?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, so now we're going West Coast, Ryan.
West Coast.
My
boy.
Look out.
What's up, fellas?
Where you been my whole life? I ain't seen you in like 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Come on out, buddy. Get in Abe's pocket and ride on out here. We have a good time.
I'm a little too big for Abe's pockets.
That's right. A Tic Tac's too big for Abe's pocket, but I'm still trying to get you out here.
I might pull
Tell us what you did this past weekend, though. I mean,
hang on a minute, Ryan. Hang on a minute. How do you say your last name, Adam? I was butchering it before we started.
It's Baumbach.
Baumbach. I was right.
Baumbach.
Ryan said Bamba. Bamba, like Bombas shoes.
I don't ever call him by his last name.
All right.
I just call him
All
Adam.
right, sorry. Proceed. We want to put respect on your name. We want to say it right. So there you go.
Yeah, for sure.
So what did you do? Tell us about the event, the layout of it, and then obviously you caught the biggest bass in California.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it was MLF style, 14-inch minimum. Yeah, I mean,
this is going exactly like I thought it would. Yeah, man, whatever, bro.
Well, I
fishing.
Yeah, that's it. I don't fish tournaments, like I used to. I just,
You just show up, catch jacks, and take a few months off.
Well,
come back again.
I've done pretty good on this lake before, so I figured, what the hell, I like the format, $1,000 big fish every hour. Like, somebody's gonna get lucky,
A lot of somebody's actually, yeah.
Yeah, dude. So,
what lake was it on?
Lake Berryessa, which is it's a badass lake, dude. Like, if you guys ever come out, it's definitely like one of those must fish lakes.
But it's in California.
Giants. In California. Yeah.
No, all right.
Don't be scared, bro.
Oh, so had you fish Berryessa quite a bit? Y'all have your local trail has trail stops out there, right?
Yep. There's usually always a Berryessa stop on there. And this time of year too, it's just like it's killer, man. You catch spotted bass, smallmouth, largemouth. you name it. You know, there's king salmon in there you can catch, dude, if you're into that. You know, it's got it all.
Salmon?
So, oh yeah, dude.
Salmon.
Yeah, salmon.
How they getting in there?
Big king salmon. I don't know, man. There's kokanee, there's trout, there's all kinds of shit in there.
Cali is wild. It's a whole nother
It's
planet.
wild, dude. It is.
What is a normal like 5-fish stringer out there on Berryessa? Like, what would you expect to see win a Berryessa tournament?
Oh, dude, he's over 100 inches for sure, dude.
Really?
Easy, you know. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. There's big. You know you've obviously heard it clear. Like some guys will argue that Barry's, you know, kind of tops Clear Lake. I don't know. I kind of like Clear Lake better, but you know, Berryessa is definitely up there.
Pull that back up, Jeff. We had a lot of the usual suspects on that hourly winner list there.
Big Bass, yeah.
Well, yeah, a lot
Abel
of the
Patino was on there.
I know. I saw Abe Bill's on there. He's always mixing it up in the comments. Matthew Brannon.
Yeah, a lot of old school guys.
Yeah.
A lot of old school guys showed up for this one. You know, that format, dude, you know, like kind of hard to pass that up, you know.
Wouldn't you say, Adam, that kayak fishing is perfect for that format? Because we're already doing that with the catch photo release. We've got the software for it.
Absolutely.
Aaron Mathis said somebody went out a few years ago and stuck a 26.75 pre-fishing at Berryessa a few years ago.
Yeah, one of her Utah buddies from Utah did. I think it was
on one fish.
Yeah.
That was 26.75 on one.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I'll be damned.
I'm telling you. Yeah, there's some giants in there.
What I haven't figured out, Ryan, is I can on my phone I see the right layout, but on the PC here it doesn't show you the total for these guys that are the overall winners. I know it was like 313 to 303.
Right. So that's what I was going to ask is what was, and originally Greg won, and then there was something off, and then
I just heard about that today. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I had asked Greg, a week and a half ago or something when I asked you to come on.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'll come on. Then he texts me the next day. He's like, never mind. I didn't win anymore. I was like, okay, well, I like you, Greg. Still.
Yeah, there was something to do with the time, you know, from what I don't know if you know.
That's what it was. That's what it was. I remember now. Time of submission. Of submission. Like Hobie does it up to like the full minute after 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
I think this one was just up to 3.
Right. And then so like I think from what I understand is they gave it to him. They gave him the win, but he just felt bad. It was like, no, you go ahead and take it. So he like forfeited, which is pretty standard.
Greg,
my opinion. Yeah.
always fighting the good fight. I thought he was a dark horse.
Dude.
Don't they call themselves dark horses out there?
Yeah, man.
That ain't no dark horse move, Greg. Take that money. Come on.
That adds a little twist to the story. I was kind of pissed that they didn't go ahead and let him have the win since they announced him as winner. But it sounds like
I heard. I could be wrong. I just heard this today, but that's the story I heard. I don't know. So.
That's something important for tournaments and tournament directors to learn from, though, is to be super, super clear on stuff like that. Because remember at Caddo for the national championship, Abe had that donkey that didn't count seconds. You know, that was arguable where that was as far as being accepted.
It definitely needs to be set in stone, like across the board. Like it's either this or that, you know. Whatever your opinion is on it, it's your opinion, but I think it, you know.
No, I think it'd be cool to see some kind of universal, and I think the same thing on the tail touching stuff, like no squares and whatnot. Like, if you just had, if you had a pretty standard agreement between Bass, Hobie, and KBF, that way people aren't going from one series to the next, or especially a new guy that spends $260 or whatever entering a tournament, and then his fish are DQ'd because the last tournament he fished did not have those rules. Like, I think that would really clean a lot of things up for us.
Save a lot of heartache, that's for sure. People get pissed,
Ryan,
dude.
I trademarked the peduncle principle about the tail touching stuff. So
peduncle principle.
The peduncle principle. You can't put your finger. You can't pinky touch the peduncle.
You're nasty, Jeff.
Sorry. Jesse Halverson said that I guess Greg dropped his video today from that, and he said there was a gray area there for the time. Judges gave it to him, but he did forfeit the last fish because that's how he felt about it. So he did it for
Good
the YouTube
job,
views.
Greg.
Don't be slipping.
Don't be slipping. What did you catch your big fish on, Adam?
Ball head, man. I've been fishing that for like the last year, maybe a year and a half, something. Dude, I'm hooked on it, man. Like I love it. Small 3/16 tungsten ball head, 3.5-inch Kitech. Haven't touched my drop shot rod since. Yeah, just bombing it out. You know, I got a rod that's made specifically for it, and it's real long. Bomb it out there and just take it along the rocks. You know, it's nice that tungsten. You can iRod. It's the legit Brit.
Russ's Reacher
swimmer.
Free plug. Russ's Reacher. God, I wish they would have stuck with that. Damn it. That's a missed marketing opportunity right there. That could have reached a lot of. I
slide it in there every chance I get. I try to use that term.
Gosh, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Super fun technique, man. I catch a lot of fish doing that. You know, good ones, little ones, everything in between.
All of them. Catching all of them. What else are you going to fish this year? What do you have on the agenda?
I don't have any agendas. You know, if there's a tournament going on, you know, at a lake that I like to fish, I might jump in. You know, summer's coming up though. I'll be out in the ocean most of the summer. You know, doing that. So
you catch some weird fish, them bluefish and toothy fish.
Dude, we catch lingcod, salmon, halibut. You know, that's kind of the gig in the summer. Where I live, it's like mega hot in the summer, like triple digits. I work outside all day, you know, so during the summer, I like to go to the coast. It's nice and cool. It's always like 60 degrees, you know, call it free air conditioning, you know, so we camp on the coast and crab and do all that stuff, you know, so party like crazy.
I heard that happens out there sometimes.
Yeah.
So. What did you just buy? You got a little boy, Whitey Ford, legend in the making. You done scooped him up a yak now.
I sure did.
What'd you put him in?
Hobie Links. Thanks to my win last weekend. Sold that native real quick and you know, jammed up to the shop and bought the Hobie for the boy. So. Oh, you know, to be honest with you, I would have kept it, but like storage in my house, you know, I can only fit so many kayaks on my camper. That Hobie Links is going to be perfect for it.
It's like an ironing board. You can just put that right in the closet behind your clothes.
Anyway, Trail swears by that thing, doesn't he, Ryan?
Dude, yeah. Dave's all over that Lynx now. Dave and Abe both were fishing out of it at Santee.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shane's does a lot of fishing without him. Does well.
Shane's is really got some mojo from other people on it.
Yeah, I talked to Shane about it. See, you know, before I bought it, see if it'd be a good fit for Ford. You know, and
he didn't know. He ain't even been on it. You should have called Guillermo and asked him how that Lynx fished.
Yeah, let it out to everybody. Yeah.
Bless his heart. How old's little Ford now?
He just turned 8 in February. So had him out on Mom's Outback a couple of weeks ago. He was jamming around on the Outback. He was having a good old time, and so I was like, all right, it's time for your own, you know. So
hey, somebody in the comments said, great job, and did you really need to wait till the last hour to do it? Was there some last minute dramatics on your catch for the big bass?
It was, dude. I mean, it was dramatic for me, but nobody else. You know, like I was struggling, you know, most of the day. Like, you know, I caught a bunch of fish in my first spot, but they're all undersized. You know, they're like 12, 13 inches. You know, and when I went to go to my Plan B spot, there's a couple dudes posted up on it, and I just tried to wait them out. They weren't budging, so then I was just like roaming, looking for anything I could scratch up. And then what ended up happening was the wind picked up real bad, and so all the guys started moving into the coves, you know. And I was like, well, fuck, dude, I'm gonna just jam out to my Plan B spot because I know those dudes aren't gonna be there, you know. And ended up catching my big fish the last half hour of the tournament, you know. Caught another 17 and some change after that big one too, but you know,
It
So
was a power move.
yeah, it wasn't
Power move.
it wasn't on purpose, like, but once I caught that big one, I was like, dude, this is the last half hour of the fucking tournament. I know nobody else, I'm like, it's at least $1,000 fish,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did anyone? I mean, obviously you caught the big one at the end there, but was there any thought, I wonder, from folks trying to game that a little bit, like hold fish? And did it matter when you submitted them or when you caught them on the time
Well,
stamps?
it's on the time. They go by the timestamp, but there was a rule that you weren't supposed to. You're not supposed to donkey leash any fish, which I saw some people do. But I'm like, what? So I was just like telling myself, man, I hope nobody's fucking got something on their stringer, that they're not supposed to have. But yeah,
It's hard to police everything in kayak fishing.
It is, dude. There's like 102 dudes that signed up for it. Like.
That's a pretty solid turnout for the first event like that out there.
Yeah.
Who ran it on the native side? Who's in charge of putting that together?
Marvin. I don't know. I'm not sure how to say his last name. Marvin Outdoors.
We know Marv.
Yeah, you know Marv. Yeah.
He don't need a last name. He's just a first name guy. Yeah. Was he grilling? Did he have his grill on the rig?
Actually, they were. He wasn't out on the water grilling, but
I got you.
At the camp spot. Yeah, they usually do. So, yeah.
I want to know. You've been in the kayak tournament game for a while and helped run some clubs and whatnot. What's your opinion on the Cali tournament scene and where it's going? Because it seems like there's 15 different things popping up every year. It seems like, different venues and tournament trails, and then like BOS tried to come out there and nobody wanted to show up, and like how can we bring California into America?
Hey, and Adam, before you answer that, there's a guy in the YouTube chat named Kayak Bassin announcing his new tournament trail in California, in Northern California. So anyway, continue on, Adam. Continue on.
Like I don't want to get too into like club politics, because it's pretty crazy. I know with like the Hobie, when the Hobie was out here, I honestly think it was just a series of like bad timing. There's a couple of big events already here. It's like summertime Clear Lake, it's just like there's a lot of stuff going on, and I think with so many trails out there, people are just like getting divided, and it's kind of hurting everybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is what it is, though. Like I don't know, man.
Do you think there's room for more or room for less? To put it bluntly.
I mean,
if somebody did it right, could they take over Cali? If somebody came out there and dropped a real deal, legit tournament trail and checked all the boxes, would they take over California, or is it too divided, like politically, like relationship wise? Do you think there's too much animosity already built in that nothing?
I don't
the big numbers as one.
I don't think somebody new could just come in and take over California. There's too many loyalties, on no matter who you're with, who your loyalties are with, but they're there, I think California is, open, so they'll get, they'll have a shot, but it's not going to just be like, oh, I'm not fishing this trail anymore, I'm going to go with this new guy, like kind of a deal. But, and then like with the politics that are here now, they're pretty, strong, like strong. There's a stronghold, that's very divided. And
it's funny how people try to lay claim to certain parts of different states.
Yeah.
And, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're kayak fishing. What are you talking about out there?
That's another reason why I just stay away from it. I don't want, it's too much, dude. When I started, with this stuff, it was real simple. You show up, pay your little money, go fish with your friends against your friends, and that's it. It's just. too much anymore.
There's
Yeah.
always been, I mean, and I think I don't know why it exists. I don't know why people, really try to feel like they're in charge of other people's lives and try to push them out of stuff. But that Caddo house that we had, if you think of who we
Yeah.
had at the house, coming to the house, like
Yeah.
Richard Penny and Greg Blanchard, like we had all these visitors from all around the community coming to hang out and just have fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that gets left out is people think that they're in some kind of club or gang or there's some sort of blood commitment to what
Yeah.
whatever sticker
Yeah.
they've got or whatever
Yeah, yeah.
it's like
I agree
If
with
you
you
have a
100%.
if you have a
silly.
tattoo,
You
it's
can't just
real,
grow the
Ryan.
thing.
If you have a tattoo, it's real. You're
That's-
committed.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
heard that a time or two. Yeah.
Hey, there's KBF tattoos floating around out there.
So I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that, Adam.
Well, I mean, shit happens, It does
Yeah.
happen sometimes accidentally. I want to ask another question. If Hobie came out there and put on another event and there was no wind blowing and the sun was shining and the birds were chirping and they gave out unicorn suckers at the ramp, do you think
Yeah.
Cali would show up to support that?
I do. I honestly do.
You
Like
think
I
so?
said, I 100%. I just think, it was just like bad timing with all the trails, because we have to like put in for permits and all that stuff. And so those permits were already set, everything was rocking and rolling for those clubs. So, it was a shitty deal, it sucks that it happened the way it did. But honestly,
From the
think if they
outside
came
looking
back
in,
out,
though, I think a lot of the California anglers saw the opportunity that was kind of blown with that. I think
Yeah.
a lot of them are like, "Oh, I kind of wish we would have supported that more, so they wouldn't have taken the
I
whole
agree.
tournament out of California."
I
forever."
agree. I agree.
Hey, let me ask you this, Adam. What are the logistics of a guy from over here in Middle America to come out there and fish a Cali tournament? Is there a lot of hoops to jump through to get a Cali license, Cali stuff, or is it just a simple out-of-state license and you're good to go?
No, dude, you just get an out-of-state license, I mean, like you have to pay to launch here. I know you guys aren't used to that back then. I was blown away, like whenever I go fish with Ryan, like you don't have to pay to fish here, but like, that's it.
You're launching in somebody's yard.
Right. Yeah.
We didn't even know that guy.
Yeah. But it's easy. People come out here, like the guys from Utah, they come out here, they catch checks all the time, we got guys from Arizona come fish, guys from up in, Oregon or whatever, people come here, fish quite a bit. These
So
things.
how far would you drive to fish one of the major events, be it bass or Hobie or whatever, if you're interested in that at all? But like, what is a reasonable distance for somebody that's in California with some of these big bass factories close to you? Like, what, how far is a reasonable distance? Like, obviously fishing out east is a flight and borrowing everything from somebody, but like, how far do you guys travel?
Well, like, for me to fish Clear Lake, it's like 4-hour drive for me, but I do it, no sweat. Shasta's, about to say, like I travel all the time to fish. Like, I go down to San Diego, chase yellowtail or whatever. And that's like 8 hours, from me. So, it just depends on what you're after,
Yeah, it's funny. People forget how vast. I mean, California is giant from a
it's huge, man. Yeah.
landmass standpoint. I mean, people are talking about driving 3.5 hours for Shasta and Orville. You can drive across the entire state of Arkansas in 3.5 or 4 hours.
Right. Where guys here do it, we have guys from SoCal all the time. That's 6 hours away. They come up here, fish the Delta events, Clear Lake. Clear Lake's even farther than that for them.
Hey, look here. We got a special message for you, Adam.
Okay.
There you go. Right there.
I can't see anything.
I reacted my Facebook just for you.
Oh, she said she
my wife.
reactivated her Facebook just for you.
Yeah,
Welcome
she's been off the radar for a while.
Smart.
That's funny.
It's smart. I
Yeah.
wish if I didn't have to do this, I'd probably get to mine too.
Yeah, she's fishing kind of locks you in. But she's out in Arizona right now.
There it is. Hi from Arizona. Good stuff. Pull them out of the woodwork, Adam.
There you go.
Yeah.
trying to find any more questions that people have.
Congrats on winning big bass. It's a big bass. It seems like a big bass winner is all I can really pull off consistently. It at least feels good to take some money home when you when you may not have been able to put the rest of the puzzle together.
Yeah, you know that's all I want to do. I just wanted to win one of those hourly big fish, get $1,000 and go home. You know, hang out with my buddies, eat and drink. You know, and that's it. But yeah, I had no idea. Like,
Panned out a little better than that.
it did. Yeah. So
I hope that series grows, man, because that's a niche that's not really competing with anybody. It's the only people doing that. It's I can see how it'd be a lot of fun to compete in, where you have so many chances of winning some money, winning some prizes. So I hope it grows and they get more events out there next time around.
You know, I know a lot of people out here. I talk to all the guys all the time. You know, in person. You know, online. Everybody was stoked on it. You know, they definitely have something going for them if they keep it up. You know.
I see one of them's in Washington at a place called Potholes Reservoir.
Yeah.
Interested to see how that goes down.
Yeah.
Luke Arian, one more question for you.
You know, Sealy's does like the big bass splash type deal. I think there's definitely a market for it. On the bass boat side.
I think we're riding Ryan's one
What's
bar
Luke
to the
gotta
very
say?
end. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Getting choppy over there. Luke Arian asked if you could ever move out of California, where would you go? I don't know if that's a serious question or he's being a smart aleck to you.
Dude, you know, like we talk about moving all the
No,
time.
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee was definitely on the table. I like the Pacific Northwest too, just as it's cooler. You know, that humidity, like it's brutal, man. It kills me. You know, it'd be real hard for me to do my job out there. But you know, Florida, you know, like I love fishing down there. You know, I've been down there with Shane, and I got my boy Jake Trauber down there too. I just went back and visited him. So I have to be somewhere on the coast, you know, so I can fish the ocean. You know. For sure.
Are you going to the Potholes
Spoiler
event?
alert,
Aaron
I'm trying
Mathis
to get
asked.
Shane to Tennessee as well.
No to the Potholes event. And somebody else asked, do you live in Humboldt County? I don't know if that's too close to home to be answering that kind of question or what.
No, I don't live there, but I'm up there all the time. You know, that's where I fit. Like,
I don't think you want to give too much info to somebody with no profile picture. Be careful there.
Yeah, they can come get some if they need it. Yeah. Yeah, Humboldt's nice though. It's beautiful up there. It can be dangerous though. You know, there's a lot of wild activities that happen up there. You know, people disappear, shit like that. So.
That's where they make all the date lines at up there.
Yeah, yeah. That's where we're
the train
you know.
station.
Yeah. So.
Well, y'all,
Holly, I'm glad that you are glad that the beard is gone. I'm glad the mustache is gone too.
Ryan, we're going to wrap this thing up in a second. I feel like we're about to lose you on your last bar. It's a miracle that we hung on this long with you, but I'm glad you did it from your turkey camp, my man.
I miss you guys.
Adam, congrats, dude. Appreciate you coming on here tonight and sharing your story with us, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's good to see you guys.
All right. Hey,
well,
appreciate everybody. We will catch y'all next week. Hopefully we'll track down the bass winner and see y'all next Monday.
All right.
Appreciate y'all.
See you.
Later.